There. I'm unmuted. Hey, good morning. How are you? There you are. Oh my gosh. I've moved spots. So I've moved my couch up here. So I think it's just going to be you and I. Teresa worked last night, but I think I'm not really sure. So let's just go ahead and get started. I've got to share my screen. There we go. It's always a challenge. I think this is it. Share. And layout. I tried to have this done beforehand. It just didn't work out for me. Okay, there we go. All right. Hey, let's see. I think I want to try this. Are you hearing any background noise? Is it okay now? I think I just muted you. There you go. Sorry, I'd muted you. Yep. All right. Well, let's go back one. I don't know why it jumped ahead on me. But anyway, congratulations. This is week 6, and we are in the home stretch. So it's been pretty exciting. And it gets a little hard around the holidays, I've noticed, just to try to kind of keep up with everything. But, I think you all have done a really good job. And I'm very excited that you were able to stick it out this whole time with me. So I hope you've learned a lot. And so, again, this is a whole lot to read off, so I just really don't want to go through and read it all off. You'll be able to go back and read the slides. But I feel like I've learned a whole lot just by going through this. This was my first time to do something like this. I've done different trainings in the past, but this is my first 6 weeks to success ever. So we all did it together, and it was very exciting. And I'm really excited to start off the new year with a new group of people. Rosie is joining us today. I don't know if you can see her, but she's being very needy this morning. So I think she's going to be on the call with us. So I hope you don't mind an extra set of ears, and she has some long ones. Okay, let's go ahead and get started with the next slide. And let's just kind of go from there if I can get everything to cooperate. Okay. So, Lori, do you have any questions on making customer care calls? Do you feel that you were prepared to do it easily? And did you make any calls over the last couple of weeks? It's been a couple of weeks since we've met.
Yes, I have kind of done it in person, like Thanksgiving. I went through. I had some family come over that I hadn't seen in a while. Like, oh, give me a book. And she works at a medical office, so she's like, oh, I'm needing some. I'm probably going to get some. So I'm learning that if I just let everyone know how excited I am, that usually just speeds stuff right along.
It does. It's just to be verbal about it is a huge thing to do. So let's go on.
It is. It's hard.
And I think it's really fun just to call people up, and it can be a struggle. Sometimes it's hard for me to make phone calls, but when you're just calling them up without anything like without sales on your mind, when you're saying just, hey, how's your products? Or if you got a chance to try it, things like that, people are a little bit more relaxed because they are thinking, oh, this isn't a sales call. She's just really wanting to know how everything is. So, which is kind of nice. It's kind of a different getting us out of the sales. So hold on just a second. I've got to get rid of my dog. She is starting to tear up things. Hold on. I apologize for that. With all the wildlife in this room, my beagle hound seems to think it's hunting grounds. So I had to get her out. Okay, well, let's move on. So I don't want to run over. I want to be able for you to have some questions at the end, and let's get through this last one. It's kind of exciting. Okay, here we go. Okay, so today we're going to discuss calendar management and personal discipline. And I do think this is a huge thing. I learned it the hard way. And we're going to go through what this consultant has put up, and then I'm going to go through some things that I find that is really necessary. And I did not bring my calendar up here, but I hope I can explain how I do my calendar. Most of you kind of have seen my calendar before, so you kind of know how I got everything lined out on it. So let's go next. And personal discipline. Oh, I'm still trying to be disciplined. So I'm getting there. Hang on. Let's go to the next screen. Okay, so you have spent the last 6 weeks of your life learning how to be an awesome consultant. And I commend all of you guys for doing it. I think it's great. But if you don't put this all together into a plan and do it, you've just wasted 6 weeks. So let's not do that. I know we all agree, we learn a whole lot out there. And if we don't take what we've learned and put it into practice, then it was just kind of, what'd you do it for? So we're going to learn how to put it all into practice. Okay. So some people just talk through life. They talk, and life is over. And some people walk through life. They walk, and they arrive at their destination. That's a pretty neat little saying. All right. So self-assessment checklist. So let's do a little introspective look into ourselves. Okay, am I walking the talk? Do my hosts ever have to call me and ask me for something? If they are calling you, then you're really not doing your job. I do not want to get a call from a host unless it's something like, oh my gosh, guess what's happening? I don't want her to call me up and say, when is our party and what are the recipes and when are you going to get me this information? Because it really she may not know it, but it really affects me. And I'm feeling the whole time I have just not done her right. So am I punctual to my host homes, team meetings, and trainings? This sends the message, my life is more important than your invested time. Get to your shows at least 30 to 45 minutes in advance. Anything less than that is not professional. Leave quickly at the end of the party as well. I strive for 30 minutes beforehand. Sometimes it's more like 20 minutes beforehand. But I feel like I have done this a long time, and it doesn't take me near as long to get set up for the most part, but I still do strive to get there by 30 minutes before the party. Am I kind, courteous, quick to resolve issues, truthful, knowledgeable? This makes people want to work with you again. If you're not any of those things, they are going to find the next consultant, and they're going to find the one that fits well in their life. So you want to be that consultant. Do my guests and hosts ever say to me, this was the funnest show I've ever been to? You're awesome at what you do. When people say that, they want to book with you, and they're going to in turn tell their friends and family members about you. And so you're going to get bookings outside of the show as well as at the show. Do you spend too much time on non-income producing activities? Oh my gosh. That is something that is completely huge in any of our business, personal life, whatever. If you are sitting around making flyers and just kind of fumbling through your office, you're really not making the most for your minute. And you really want to do this by working on things that are going to produce income. If you are, so here it says, stop it and schedule your calendar as trained, at least 3 hours of office work per week in orange. This is kind of neat. It's something that I've not done, but I know my office hours, but I really like the concept of people highlighting out times that they're going to spend in their office. And this is a really neat analogy. Pink is personal, blue is business meetings, orange is office work, and green is show dates. I think that's so neat. And that is something that I'm going to strive for in 2018, to be more dedicated to outlining my days, hours and things like that. Just kind of like my hairdresser. I'm so envious of her calendar. She knows what she's doing pretty much every hour of the day, and I want to do that. So I'm striving for that. And if that's something that you want to do, we can kind of work on that together. Because it's funner it's more fun. I like funner. Funner is a good word for me, but it's funner together. Do I procrastinate during homework or making calls or returning calls and emails? Again, this sends the message that my time is more important than yours. When somebody calls you up, or you've got homework to do, or you're devoted some time to make some phone calls, do that. And then when it's over, you've got that time for yourself. Are my host and recruiting packets clear, concise, clearly labeled, and professional looking? Are you putting wrinkled catalogs or papers in your packets? If you are, don't. If your folders have been recycled and recycled and recycled and they look it, get rid of them. They don't cost that much. I've had a couple of trainings where I use the plastic ones. They last a long time. Sometimes the only thing I ever have to do is replace my label on the outside of it. But those are good. But once they become ripped, they become trash. Are my shows start to finish no longer than an hour and 15 minutes? Well, I'm not going to say. Mine sometimes linger in the end. Sometimes I've noticed that my smaller attended shows last longer, and I don't understand. I could have a party of 12 and we're in and out and done and everything is great. You have a party of 4 and people don't feel the urgency. So sometimes that is a host coaching thing. So, but if your shows are lasting longer and you just feel like you're talking and talking and talking, stop and go ahead and end it. And you've got to have a start and a finish and be on time about those. Get in, get started, be informative, and get done. Do I start on time as promised? Again, this sends a message to the ones that did arrive on time. Your punctuality is not as important as the 3 that we're waiting on. And that is a really hard thing for most consultants to do. You've got your host and she's like, oh my gosh, my friend just called and she's going to be 15 minutes late. And a lot of times I kind of just take a deep breath and say, well, she's not going to miss that much. Let's go ahead and get started, and I can fill her in on anything when she gets here or at the end of the show. If you feel like you can do something like that, then I promise you will really enjoy your parties more. You will have better luck at booking parties, because they're not going to say, well, that consultant waited until 7:30 to start the 6 o'clock show because her friend was late. And it starts on time. The movie starts at 7 o'clock. They don't wait till all the attendees get in their seats before they start rolling the film. So think of that. A few minutes late is okay. 5, 10 minutes, 10 minutes max. Get that started. Even if you're just starting with an introduction, go ahead and get started. That way, when that person rolls in and you just start cooking, she doesn't really realize that she missed anything. I think, Lori, that party that you went to, we had a gal kind of came in a little bit later, but we had already went ahead and started. Sorry, guys, I've been sick for a week and I'm still a little hard to talk. Do I fumble around during my shows, or do I keep them fast-paced, informative, fun, and full of tips? Nothing will make a customer tune you out and start flipping through the catalog and start talking to their neighbor like a boring consultant. So get in, have fun, get them interacting with you. When they're having fun, they're going to spend some money and they're going to want to share you with their friends. Just keep those things in mind. Okay. There's another page. Do I really make 3 calls and contacts a day? The home office has asked us to make 3 contacts a day while we're out and about. Use the new product flyers and hand out to people with your business card. It's 50% of, let me get back on that one. I jumped off of that one. When you're out and about, even at the grocery store, drive through at the bank, when you're making your deposit or whatever, put them in a little mini catalog and say, I'd love to talk with you about it when you're off work. They may not be able to give you their phone information, but you know, just make that connection. Or if they can, say, if you don't mind, if you know, give me your email address or phone number, I'd love to chat with you. You know, do that. If you don't make 3 contacts a day out and about, get home and make 3 customer care calls, host coaching calls, or something. You want to practice that every day. Number 12 is 50% of my business new business. If you're constantly calling the same 10 people to have parties for you, oh my gosh, they are over it. They are tired of talking to you. They have felt like they are no longer that important, that they are just your go-to, and you don't want your customers to feel like they're your go-to. They want a phone call from you when you're excited about something new, not when you're just looking for a party. Ask several times, but get new people to ask as well. At least 50% of your business should come from new people. 75% would be perfect. Even keep servicing your 25% with your 222s. Remember what we talked about them a couple of weeks ago. But new business is what fuels your business. Personal appearance. Do not wear too tight or revealing clothing. Make sure that your hair is pulled back during your show, or you know, if it's down like most of the time mine is, make sure it's out of your face. Don't wear too much makeup. You know, we're not promoting, you know, skincare or anything like that. We want to be just natural looking. You don't have to be in a dress or dress pants, but always be one step up from your anticipated crowd. Nails clean, hair clean, teeth brushed, breath fresh. If you wear sandals, paint your toes. Or I know that's kind of weird, but some people look at feet. So, and if you happen to smoke, make sure you freshen up before you go into the house. Or if you have pets like I do, I am totally always thinking, oh my gosh, do I smell like my animals sometimes? So I just make sure that I'm fresh as I walk out the door. Your kit should be clean and tidy. Oh my goodness. I have one time thought a product was clean because it was washed at the prior show, and when I pulled it out, it wasn't like it was dirty, but it needed a little bit of shining. So I dropped it in the sink really quick and gave it a good, you know, wash up really quick before I set it out on the host table. So no more do I take advantage of everything in my bag is always clean. I take it all out and repack. If your products are looking a little worn, which is great because our products do last, but people at shows want to see new products. They want to see shiny products. They want them to look new and inviting. So just make sure your products are looking pretty good. I know sometimes we can't help it. Stones, you want them to look brown and worn and things like that. But your knives and things should be still shiny. And you can always use your kit enhancement to replace them at any time. If you're wondering what that is, we can talk about that later. And can you be counted on? Walk the walk, walk the talk, everything. If you say something, do it. If you tell them you're going to do something, make sure you follow up on it. If you even have to do a reminder in your phone, do it. I've a couple of times missed a phone call and just felt myself apologizing the whole time and couldn't get over it myself that I missed a phone call. So now I try to feel like if I know I might miss that, I'm going to put a reminder in my phone and I'll have that alarm go off. All right. Self-complacency is fatal to progress. Self-evaluation is hard. It is really hard sometimes for us to sit back and kind of like grade ourselves on what we do and how we've done things. But if we don't do that, we're really not helping out the people that we come into contact with, because we want to make sure that we are always at the top of our game. If you see some areas you're lacking in, then you need to reevaluate your priorities if you want to be successful really at anything. Just keep that in mind. All right, there is will. We are down to the end of it. So, my thing, I'm getting some weird messages on my phone or my laptop. So let me try to mark that off. I've had some real trouble with my internet in the last week. Getting a new router is in the mail from Amazon today, so I hope that helps my internet issues. Okay, the skill and the will. You can have a ton of skills, and after this series, if you've done your homework and you've applied things, You will have all the skills there are. But if your will isn't there, you don't have a chance. Or you might, but it's just not going to be a good one. You've got to really want it in here. And when you want it in here and you showcase that at your shows and when you're out and about, you know, you want your neighbor at the vendor event to come up to you and go, wow, you really know what you're talking about, or you really look like you love your business. You want somebody, not that they have to tell you that, but when they look at you, you want them, you want them to see you as you've got it together. You love what you do. Because when you do that, passion is contagious. So you want to infect people around you with your passion of the Pampered Chef. Okay. I can't make you do a lot of things. I cannot make you work. I cannot make you call your host. I cannot make you follow up functionally with potential recruits. I cannot book your parties. I cannot make you play with your tools. I cannot make you earn a trip. I cannot make you be punctual and prompt. I can't make you want to share this business with absolutely everyone you come into contact with. I can't make you smile at everyone, but you can if you will. Just think of that. Where the magic happens is way over here, and this is your comfort zone. You want to move into that big circle. So it's all up to you and your will. I love this little guy. I really want to get a picture of my grandson and do that and put that around it, because I think Sutter could be the next meme that's out there in internet world. You can do this. You just have to believe in yourself and then take the steps that you've learned in this series to make it happen. This is not magic. I do not have a wand that makes people book, sign, and purchase. I just do exactly what I've described to you in these past 6 weeks. I make the phone calls. I talk to people when I'm out and about, even when I'm shy and don't want to. You know, yesterday at the Kroger line, I didn't talk to the girl at Kroger's, but a couple of stores before that, I did tell them that I was a Pampered Chef consultant and handed out a mini catalog. I just have to do that at every place I stop, especially this time of year. When you're out and about and you're at the restaurant and boy, that server is just wore out because she's dealing with the crowd, the shopping crowd, and oh my gosh, she's ready for the day to end, her feet hurt. Put her mini catalog in there, write something sweet on her receipt, and ask her to give you a call. Do something like that. You never know whose life you can change with just a small gesture. Okay, stop, start, and continue. So I want you to stop and think. What do I need to stop? What do I need to start? And what do I need to continue? That's something that finding the things that you need to stop and realizing that it's okay to stop that, because sometimes you need to stop some things in order to start something new. So keep that in mind. I don't want you filled with all these things and trying to figure out, well, this is kind of working. If it's only kind of working, reevaluate it, because you might have something else that you can start doing that's really going to work instead of just kind of sort of working. And then they're going to be doing some things. Lori, I know that you're starting to really talk to everybody. I mean, everybody. And I'm going to say this right now, I want you to continue to do that, because I'm so excited that you have just opened the doors and you are like, I'm a Pampered Chef consultant. I want to be your Pampered Chef consultant. So continue doing that. Totally. Okay. So what do you need to stop? I know some things I need to stop. I'm a procrastinator. So I need to stop procrastinating. Sometimes procrastinating is good. Sometimes it's not. And I'm on the negative. I'm on the bad side of procrastinating. And I need to stop thinking I can do everything at one time and line out a schedule. So those are some things I need to stop. What do you need to start? Okay, back to all that planning. I need to start lining out my day with, at this time I'm going to do this, and at this time I'm going to do that. And not only putting it down on paper, but putting it into practice. So think about, what is it that you need to start? And then now the last, what do you need to continue? Think about that, Lori. I've already told you one of the things I want you to continue. So just be thinking about some things that you need to continue. All right. So I'm unmuting you. Do you have any questions?
No. You asked me about the calls, and I do make 3 contacts a day, but it's not in calls because I can't have my phone work. I do it personally. Like, I talk to people. I tell them how excited I am about my membership. I'm a membership consultant. And people are like, I didn't know that. I love membership though. It's getting out there. And I'm a procrastinator also. So that's something I need to work on. I still need to get some books over to a place. And I just haven't done it, so I really need to jump that area because I think there'll be lots of bookings in that area. So I've just got to do it.
Well, you're fine. This 6 weeks to success was to get us all excited and show us different ways that we can run our business. So I don't expect everybody to be like wide open. What I wanted out of this, and I think that you all have got it, was that here's some things that you may not have even realized that you could do with your business and the effects. Because when you started the 6 weeks to success, your door was kind of, you just got back into Pampered Chef, and you were just kind of at the point where this is my assessment. You're just going to collect orders, then all of a sudden, bam, something happened. The light bulb went off. You joined this group, and you totally have done around. So I'm really excited. So you're doing everything that you're meeting my expectations, and I hope you're meeting your expectations. Do you feel like that you are doing things that you've always wanted to do with the business? Do you feel like you're going in the right direction?
Yes, but I need to do more.
It's okay. We all can do more. We just have to. And the best part about that is when we've got these systems and these trainings, it helps us kind of narrow down and zero in on what we do need to be doing. Instead of, I can promise you, 18 years, I have floundered trying to figure things out, and I feel like I've wasted so much time. And then I catch myself and go, no, I didn't waste time. It was a learning process. And so I hope that this 6 weeks to success and the trainings that we're going to have afterwards kind of help you all not maybe make some of the mistakes that I made. And there's so much out there. And when you open up yourself to really learning about Pampered Chef, and I know I've talked to several of you guys that have expressed this to me. When you start listening to those training calls, it's an addiction. It's like a chocolate addiction. Pampered Chef is a good drug. When you start listening to those calls, you start hearing those successful leaders, things that they do, and you're thinking, I can do that. That's as simple as, I don't know, just one of the more simpler things in life. I can so do that. They're successful at it. I know I can do that. And then you start to go, okay, I want to implement. Then you go listen to another call and you're like, oh my gosh, I can do that too. And you start, so it's kind of like when you start on this path, you can't get enough. So the only thing I will tell you, to find a few things and implement them with baby steps, because I've tried to load my plate full with all these things that I've learned, and sometimes I feel like I get off balance. And so we don't want to do that. We want to pick the things out that are going to work for you, get them started. Like you're starting to reach out to everybody, but you're still feeling like I'm not doing enough. You're doing a great job. Just keep gradually adding, and then you won't feel like you're going to tip over. So I think there's something after this screen. So let me see what's next. So I think we might have some homework. And we do. We can't end the 6 weeks to success without some homework, because it can't just fizzle out. So we got one more thing, and then we're going to have a graduation call. So let's see what our homework is. Okay. You're going to sit down and self-evaluate, and you're going to review the list of 15 and see where you need improvement at. Commit to changing any area you feel that you're lacking. Oh my gosh. Watch Michael Reeves' video in his top 20 business tips. Michael Reeves is, oh my, he's like, shut the barn door and paint it red. And if that don't light your fire, your wood's wet. He says some crazy things like that. And he has so much energy. But he has lost his career sales 9 times and is now a top seller in the company. He actually had a really bad car wreck last year, and I'm not really sure at this point where he is in his business. He was the sole provider for his family, and his car wreck nearly cost him his life. It was a really bad car wreck. It really saddened me to know that things like that can change at the drop of a hat. And so, but his YouTube videos are still out there. I'm not really sure where he is as far as in the business, but his name is still out there. But he's so funny, and he has so much. When I would be going to shows, I'd just listen to his YouTube videos. Even though it was a video, I was just listening, just to be pumped up. Oh, it was great. I want you to write down all the 20 tips and send them to me. That way I know you've done it. You can email it to me. You can send it through Facebook Messenger, or you can text me, whichever one. And I want you to put stars down to the next 5 that you will immediately implement. I want to see where you are going forward. It says you have until Thursday. So we have a week to do this. All right. So just a reminder, your comfort zone is outside of where the magic happens. Move into that magic move into the magic bubble. I can promise you things will really start to change. When you start to believe in yourself, when you start to put into practice everything that we have learned, when you start to just, like, when Pampered Chef can move you to bring you to tears, like for some reason I'm feeling totally moved right now. When it can do that to you, you're going to be where you want to go. So just think about where you want your business to go, the things that you want out of it. Maybe not this year, maybe not in 2018, but maybe in 2019. Set yourself some goals. I'm really excited to share. I'm going to share this with the whole team. But some goal setting training that I just went through, and that's one thing that's really helped me out, is to list out things that I want to accomplish and how I'm going to get there, and then just really focus on it. Let me see what's next on here. Okay. Well, thank you so much for working with me with these past 6 weeks and towards making your business rock. I should read this word for word. If you follow all the training I have shared with you, you have no choice but to be successful. I think that's it. Let's just stop there. That's the end. So let me make this. Well, is it not? I just see Lori in full screen. Can I see both of us? Thumbnail, okay. Exit the slideshow. All right. Well, there we go. I'm trying to, oh, I don't want to close the meeting. I don't want to have all that stuff out there either. Okay, let's do this. Well, stop share. There we go. I knew it was in there somewhere. So, Lori, how do you feel about everything? We got a couple of minutes to chat.
Well, I'm eager to watch video and do a little bit of homework.
Good.
One thing I don't do is set goals. You know, that's something I need to work on. See where how I need to get to where I want to be. That's one thing I do.
Goals is hard. Well, I'm going to tell you a smidgen of what, excuse me. I've got a cough drop, but I don't think I can chew on a cough drop and talk. We got a couple minutes. So I'm going to tell you a little, excuse me, a little secret about goal setting that we were talking about the other day on our training. Instead of setting like I've set we as a group have set our team goals is 20,000 in sales overall and 5 new consultants each month. And one of the goals that I set for myself monthly is 8 shows and 2 recruits a month. And sometimes that might be a little scary for some people. But look at it this way. What if we start setting goals in like quarters? So as a team, we could say, well, we want to reach, we could even say like $50,000 or $55,000 in the first quarter. And it doesn't seem as scary because you've got January, February, and March to reach that, and this is as a group to reach that. Because sometimes when you're looking at it, it's like $20,000, that's a big number because to me, it's a kind of a big number. But when you spread it out and you have like 3 months to get it, it's a little bit different. So for example, if you wanted to start recruiting people, what if you set yourself a goal as something like this? You want to recruit maybe 4, maybe 5 people within the first quarter of 2018. That way you're looking at it and going, oh, wow, it's not 5 people in January. It's 5 people in January, February, and March. Or you could do it as 6 people, and you set yourself a goal of recruiting 2 people, 6 people in your first 3 months or in the first 3 months of 2018. And then what if you get 4 people in January? And then you're like, whoa, I've almost reached my goal. And then you get 2 people in February and you're like, well, I've reached my goal and I still have 31 days in March. You're not going to say, well, I've already reached my goal, I'm not going to strive for it. You're going to say, oh, I might reassess my goal and let me just change it a little bit. But that's a way that to start kind of looking at goals over a period of time and instead of in like a single month. So kind of think about that. Think of where you want to be. And it's really nice that we are ending 6 Weeks to Success in December and having all this to kind of put into place for January. I talk a lot with my hands, apparently. Sorry. But you could kind of sit back in December and go, okay, this is what I've learned. This is where I want my business to go, and start literally getting a planner out and writing it down. At the top of your January, you could say January through March goals. I want to have, I don't know, $10,000 in sales in the first 3 months. And then you could go, what's so cool about it, you could write 10,000 at the top of the page, and you write January, and you write like, oh, 2,500. Oh, I've only got, this amount to go. Oh, I've only got this amount to go, because you keep getting closer and closer and closer to your goal, you strive harder to get there. I mean, when you're in a race and you're almost to the finish line, but you're exhausted, are you going to stop? You can see the end in sight. You're not going to stop. You're going to stretch to get there. It's kind of the same way. So if that made any sense, I hope it did. You know me, I talk in circles, and I go over here, and I come back over here. So it's been fun. But I also want to, some other goals I'm wanting to do is we had that, I was checking our time. I think we've got a couple of minutes. It hasn't told me yet how much time we've got left. Not saying. But I was trying to do like a Zoom meeting. My phone told me something about a timer. Not really a Zoom meeting, but kind of more of a connection. Just having everybody get on Zoom to just kind of chat. We did that one time back a couple months ago, and that was the only time I did it. So I think I want to bring that back and do that just monthly, you know, just at a random time when everybody can pop on and just share some, just just talk, just chat. So anyway, so that's going to be another goal that I'm going to set for myself for January, to where we can get together more as a team and, I don't know, more face to face, whether it's Zoom or, is my connection okay? Is it coming through okay, or is it kind of sketchy? It's okay? All right. Okay. All right. Well, I will let you go and enjoy your day off. And I hope everybody else can jump on here later and finish this training as well. And we will schedule a just kind of a follow-up call next week. And I'm also, just a reminder, our team Christmas party is going to be Monday, December the 4th, I think is Monday, at Jill's house from 6 to 8. I'm also planning to meet people west of me in Paris like we did last year, probably at that same Mexican restaurant. Looking at next week. So I'm going to check my calendar and see what I can do. I know I've got a party, so I need to do it on a day that it's not my party. And see if we can all get together next week. If not, we'll make it the week after that. But surely I want to get together with everybody before Christmas, if we can just kind of meet and just sit down and have some fellowship and some fun together before Christmas. So thanks, Lori. Do you have anything else?
Nope.
Nope. It's so delayed. I have to wait till and just kind of watch and see. So I'm sure my mouth is moving and there's no sound until a few minutes later. But anyway, well, have a good day. I will talk with you later. So bye. Let me see if I can end it. There we go. See you later. Thank you. Bye.